What's going on, everybody? Ercan with Suds to Success podcast, back again with another quick tip video. This one's a little bit different. I'm at home on my computer, not showing you in the shop, not showing you anything inside the shop. I did record a video inside the shop explaining this. However, it's very hard without visual context. So what I've done is I've got a few of the recent jobs we've done. Not recent, but like within the last year we've done, and they haven't made it to social media. We haven't talked about it after it's done, and there's a reason why. We're talking about when is good enough good enough, and that might seem like we're half every job we have, although these are mainly for cars that are used, neglected, have seen better days, to say the least. So these are for the cars that are really, really getting to you. On average, an interior detail takes about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on the condition, for two people. For us, with that being said, these cars that I'm going to show you have taken us a while, and they're probably jobs I wouldn't really take during the summer. However, in the winter, you don't really turn out a job, or kind of the slow season, you won't really turn down a job. Those are that. So to get started, when is good enough good enough? It is when you do the pass for us, when you do a section twice. So door panel or dirty work truck. We're going to do the first round, give it everything I got. Everything. Express interior, detail, brush, torn door, rinse, whatever you want to do. Whatever detailer you want to use. Throw everything at it. You know it's dirty, just make sure you get everything, scrub everything, detail brush, whatever you want. Do it right the first time. Hopefully the second time won't be an option or won't be necessary. However, we all know on work trucks that have a lot of dirt and dust accumulation, there's going to be some drip marks, whatever. You can wipe those down with the second one. However, if it looks no different, which it should, but if it didn't, you can do a second time. And if the second time looks no better, call it a day, wrap it up, call the customer. It was one of those things you should have discussed in the beginning. So to get into it, 3 categories that I put all these jobs into is expectations, inspection, and confidence. So expectations would be you talking to the customer. We've talked about this before, but we're going to say it again. It's not going to be the last. Setting the expectation with the customer. The inspection, that goes before. I'm still working, I guess. So inspection goes before. You're going to inspect the car, make some notes mentally saying, hey, blah, 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 this might be whatever. You talk to the customer, set the expectation. Setting the expectation gets rid of all your problems. This is where everything goes bye-bye. No more overthinking, and no more really beating down on yourself or your team. Then thirdly is confidence. Now, confidence meaning you're confident when you tell the customer about something. So if it's a salt stain that for example, Honda carpet, it's been on there for a few years. The car is like a 2002, 2004. It's beat up. It's just gone through, and you can clearly see, because you've done it enough times, where that's going to be a little bit better but not perfect. That is confidence telling the customer that, hey, I'm going to pull them aside and tell them, hey, this salt stain is not going to come out. They're going to be like, what the heck? We've had customers who are like, whoa, what? Are you a detail shop? Then we explain carpet fibers and salt and what happens when it's left on there for too long, or if it can just kind of accumulates. So then that's your confidence. That's your confidence saying that, hey, this ink is 50-50. It's probably not going to get any better, but you're being confident and knowledgeable in your decisions and what you tell people. At the end of the day, expectations meaning what do you say to your customers? So what do you say? We're going to have it perfect every time. Are we going to do the best we can? For us, what we do is we say, we're going to do everything we can to make your interior look better. That's it. Takes out 95% of the problems. Half the time when we set expectations and tell them, hey, this salt stain, or hey, this seat, or hey, this headliner piece, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's fine. It's a car, whatever. It's a year old, 5 years old, whatever. They don't care. That's because from the get-go, from the phone call, or from the first interaction, we're not telling them that it's going to be perfect. So to go into the photos and show you, for me in my business, and thankfully I haven't had issues in all of these circumstances, or photos have flipped upside down and said, oh my God, it looks amazing, looks brand new, you did way better than I expected, blah, 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 and they've tipped. So this is, for me, when is good enough, or when good enough is good enough. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Let me get to that. Okay, we're back. This is obviously a car that didn't make it to our Instagram or Facebook or website. So quickly go over. These photos might be in low quality. I know I took them off my phone, so bear with me here. And if you hear clicking and clacking, that's my keyboard and mouse. This car was genuinely one that I was like, okay, like no matter what we do, it's not gonna look good. And I was wrong. It did turn out pretty good for the circumstances and the condition it came in. With that being said, there's a ton, and I mean a ton of caked on dirt, dog hair, like you name it, it was in these cup holders. If I knew I was making this video, I probably would have had better photos, but these are just the inspection photos. So this format literally like was just you picked it up and like you had to wear a mask just to be around it. It was very, very caked in with dirt, salt, you name it, it was there. This seat, not too bad. This is probably the cleanest seat out of the entire car, hopefully. The driver's his pants took a lot of the dirt. But as you can see, like even over here in this photo, I don't have a before photo, or at least a good quality one enough to show you here. And look at just how much dog hair and dirt. Like this seat, sorry, was literally almost brown. Um, but a lot of dirt. We set the expectation with the dealership. The dealership said, we only trust you guys to do this, blah, blah, blah. We've done a few other cars. Okay. Give them every excuse in the book. We're booked out 3 weeks, blah, blah, blah. No problem. We'll drop it off, keep it there for however long you need. Obviously, we can't sell it in this condition. No problem. Whatever. Name the price. They agreed. Called it a day. We worked on it for about an hour a day for about a week and a half. And this one was really a challenge. I'll be honest with you. Like this one took everything that I've taught my employees out the window. Here we go again, just absolutely caked in dog hair and dirt. And I honestly think there was urine in here, or something worse, hopefully not. But it's just caked on. And we all know Mazda carpets. These doors are scratched, everything, the seats are scratched. There's this huge tear here and here, actually. I don't know what happened there, but this is after we did the carpets. Not too bad. First vacuum, sorry. Not too bad. Second time around, you can see the seats are really, really cooking something. This area was really just bad. No matter what I did, drill, brush, tornado door, extractor, softener, nothing worked. So this is after. This is good enough for me. This is what is good enough. Compared to the photos, like this is all brown. Now we used it. At the end of the day, we did use a dressing on this car. And we don't use it on 99% of the cars that come in don't get a dressing. However, this one we had to. It was literally like, it looked no different when we wiped it down. The seat, you can see still some staining, but a little bit better. The carpets, night and day difference. I would say night and day. That's not even my ego talking. Cup holders, really good. Turned out good. Steering wheel, better. It's good. So this seat. Now, this was probably the worst seat in the entire car. Why? I have no idea. And for some reason, I can't find a good quality before photo. So we're just going to stick with it. Take my word for it. This seat was literally brown. And this area, no matter what I threw on it, APC, carpet bomber, rinseless wash, dry shampoo, extractor, nothing worked. It was very, very bad. And I was really stressed about this. But the dealership said, wow, night and day. Now I can sell the car. For us, I'll take it. The back seats were one of the areas where I was like, yeah, we're going to get a call back. This was just ripped through by the dog claws. Absolutely shredded. The seats literally back here, I had to take them out, power wash them 3 times, let them air out for a week. It was just underneath it. I don't even want to talk about it. It was just a strap. It was bad. However, compared to the before photos is a major change. So that is when good enough is good enough. So you're looking at the before photos, then you look at it after, right in front of you, you can see how much of a difference there is. There's not much dog hair, if any, to be honest with you. We got most, but I'd say 99.9% of the dog hair out. But it's a lot better and it's sellable. So that's what we did. This car was in very good but also rough shape. The plastics, carpets, not terrible. The leather in this vehicle though was literally like to the point where if you sat on it, it'd probably rip. It was very hard to deal with this. So we clearly, these are all bright orange, bright beige. These, however, you can tell there's dirt on them. And the reason for that is we did not go aggressive at all. I took a scrub pen very, very, very lightly, and just gave it a quick scrub. That was it. I damp towel, wiped it down, and then wiped it down with a dry one. I barely even used air. I used air from air compressor from a distance. I was not risking it. Trust me, I've been in this position where I've ripped apart a seat that's already ripping, and I got blamed for the whole thing. So I don't want to go through that. But however, this is good enough for me. Plastics, everything that's high touch. So the cup holders, this little area here, inside of here, steering wheel, dash, it all looks good. The only problems I have is the seats, and that is what it is, right? Um, we can't fix neglect. We can't fix this whole seat. I'm not a leather repair guy, and I'm sure most of you aren't. This is the carpet. This is underneath the floor mat. We had to take out the floor mat because the owner said throw it apart. So throw it out, sorry. He was getting plastic ones or whatever. But there was a hole in the freaking floor. Like, that's how abused this was. But everything else turned out pretty good. I would say when 90% of the car looks good, you are okay to go. Like, if there's a certain area, so like the seats being one, or maybe the cup holders are like kind of broken apart and you can't really do much, that is when I say good enough is good enough. This and this, night and day difference. At the end of the day, like over here, I got it after, but that's how much dog hair was genuinely on here. And over here was like that, but I kind of got the aftershot too late. This is how it turned out after. You can clearly see ton of dog hair left over. Now this, for any of you who are OCD, are going to flip out at me, and I know it. But customer was ecstatic. Literally thought we took her car and brought it to the dealership and got her a new one. She tipped. She left a 5-star review. She still comes back. She was very, very happy. This was one I was like, okay, like, dude, I can't do it. I called her twice. I was like, listen, are you like really stressed out? So pet hair, anytime there's pet hair in a car, I always ask the customer, are you going to put the dog back in the vehicle? And I've had a few customers go like, huh? Like, what do you mean you're not going to vacuum the dog hair? No. We're going to do the best we can. We're just not going to stress about the one hair if it's left over. So this, obviously, a big dog. I think it was a husky. Rides around in the back every day. And she's like, honestly, that looks way better than I expected. So there we go. Work truck. I'm never doing a work truck for this company again. I'm not going to say the company just because I don't want to get sued or anything. But who puts carpet floor mats in a work truck? I took it on. It was literally the beginning of winter. It was not much going on around there. So I said, you know what, we're going to take it. This is a combination of salt, mud, clay, dirt, you name it. It was here, sand, like concrete dust. Like, it was all here. The seats, filthy. This is an aftershot. The seats are still dirty. I don't know if this guy sat in a pool of oil and just sat back in the car. It just wasn't working. These carpets got a lot better. So at the end of the day, when is good enough? Good enough? Here. When you look at the before and you look at the after and you go, okay, the carpets are somewhat black now. The seats have brightened up a little bit. They're not terrible. The plastics are all clean as best as we can. These are a lot of scuffs. It was almost like gray. So that is when I say good enough is good enough. The back seat, now this is a big indicator as well. When the driver side usually is probably the worst, then the back seats turn out almost spotless with a few things going on. That's when I say, okay, we actually did our job. We did the best we can with the tools that we have and what we have available to us without ripping out the car and ripping it apart and replacing things. That's not what we're here to do. So when is good enough is literally this. Like, you can go back to every single, replay the video, go back to all the before and afters. That for me is when good enough is good enough. There is a slight change. Actually, for this is only afters, but I'm showing you what we missed. So I guess you can yell at me in the comments for that. But this is a big one. Like, it was almost night and day. Like, you can look and everything was gray, sluggish, dirt, dog hair, whatever. Then we got it somewhat back to okay and comfortable enough to sit in. So sit in the driver's seat and actually sit in it and say, look around and say, am I comfortable? That is when good enough is good enough. You do the 2 passes. If after that you call it a day, and in the beginning you're supposed to set the expectations and do your inspections with the customer, make sure that they are understanding of what they're getting and what the result would look like. I'm very big on under promising and over delivering. That is an absolute game changer. When I started doing that, I literally had nobody get mad at me, other than 2 scenarios recently. For if you watch the podcast, you'll figure it out. But that is it. That's when good enough is good enough. When you look at it before and look at it after and say, okay, we changed something. Things are clean. Generally, the entire car is clean. There's some areas that are not too bad, but we've already talked to the customer about it, so it's okay. And like I said, all these customers were super happy, left 5-star reviews, tipped extra, came back before or came back after. So at the end of the day, inspection, expectation, and confidence. All those wrapped together, and then doing 2 passes. You can make it more if you wanted to, if depending on what you're charging. But if you're charging the average kind of 250 to 350 range, I would not spend more than 6 hours on an interior detail at that point, especially if you have employees. You should be nowhere near that. You should be on like 1 to 2 to 3, maybe max, if it's very, very bad. There you have it. I know it's a little bit of a long quick tip video, but this is something that a lot of people have asked me, and I'm exposing myself, guys. I'm exposing myself for you guys and showing you literally cars that have paid and been happy after leaving or coming in with a disaster. So as always, everybody, enough of my yapping. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this quick tip video, or if it's going to help you in any way, please like it and subscribe, and comment down below what you'd like to see in our next quick tip video. Oh, as always, take care, everybody.